Hello and welcome to ONCA 101, Financial Review for Ontario Nonprofits. My name is Benjamin Miller. I'm a lawyer who serves nonprofits and charities, and I'm of counsel with B.I.G Charity Law Group. In this video, we'll cover some of the rules under Ontario's Not-for-Profit Corporations Act as it relates to the financial review of your Ontario nonprofit. That means audits and review engagements and that sort of thing. We'll talk about some key definitions, what questions you need to ask yourself to figure out whether you need to get an audit, and who gets access to your financial statements. Before beginning, just a general disclaimer, the following presentation is general legal information, not legal advice, tailored to your specific situation. For advice, reach out to a competent legal advisor. My contact information is at the end of this video, and you can always visit charitylawgroup.ca. So, some key definitions. Number one, a review engagement. You've probably heard of an audit, which is basically a certified public accountant looking at your financial statements and your underlying source documents and saying, do these financial statements reliably reflect the actual position of your organization? A review engagement like an audit, but it's not as extensive, it's faster, and it's generally cheaper. And one of the innovations of Ontario's Not-for-Profit Corporations Act is that in certain circumstances you can do a review engagement instead of an audit. The second new aspect of Ontario's Not-for-Profit Corporations Act is this idea of an extraordinary resolution. Now, an extraordinary resolution is a resolution that requires more than 80% support. So 80% of your members at a meeting need to vote in favor of an extraordinary resolution in order for it to pass. You can also pass it through a written resolution that is signed by all of your members, whether inside or outside of a meeting. The final key concept is the public benefit corporation, and this is new in Ontario's Not-for-Profit Corporations Act. A public benefit corporation, which has additional financial stringencies, is an organization that's either a charity or it's receiving more than $10,000 in annual revenue from public sources, which is just a shorthand for sources such as government or sources other than your members or their immediate family. So, to figure out if you need to get an audit under Ontario's Not-for-Profit Corporations Act, you have to ask yourself three questions. One, are you a public benefit corporation? If so, there's going to be increased stringencies. Two, what is your annual revenue? And three, have you passed an extraordinary resolution waiving financial review requirements? So I won't get into all the details because there are many different scenarios with these three factors, many different combinations, but I'll give you a few examples. So if your revenue is under $100,000 a year, then whether or not you're a public benefit corporation, you can pass an extraordinary resolution that waives both an audit or a review engagement. If your revenue is between $100,000 and $500,000, if you're a public benefit corporation, then you can pass an extraordinary resolution to get a review engagement instead of an audit. If you're not a public benefit corporation, then you can still pass an extraordinary resolution to waive an audit or a review engagement altogether. If you are a public benefit corporation with a revenue above $500,000, then you have to get an audit. If you are a non-public benefit corporation with revenues above $500,000, then you have to get a review engagement and you can pass a resolution to get an audit. So, once you have your financial statements and your auditor's statements, your auditor report, who gets access to these documents? The answer is all your members, whether they're voting members or not, have the right to see your financial statements. You must provide these documents, the financial statements, at least 5 days before the members' meeting, but your bylaws can set a longer period of time before the meeting, by which time you have to provide the documents to your members. So that's a general overview of the financial review requirements under Ontario's Not-for-Profit Corporations Act. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at benjamin.miller@charitylawgroup.ca or simply visit charitylawgroup.ca, and I'm sure someone would be happy to take your question. Thanks for listening.